Today we'll be reviewing lesson 8.5, which covers the law of sines. The law of sines is used to measure angles that in triangles that are not right triangles.
The law of sines is the relationship between the sides of any triangles with the sine angles opposite.
Use the law of sines to find the missing measures of any triangle when you know the measure of two angles in any side and two sides and the angle opposite of them.
The formula we will be using is the sine of A over A equals the sine of B over B equals the sine of C over C. Each of these ones is a side and an angle of a triangle. Sine of A equals angle A is congruent to side A of a triangle. So it would be angle A to side A, and then the sine of angle B to side B, and the sine of angle C to side C.
Okay, we start looking at an example, and we can see that we cannot use the Pythagorean theorem, and also we can see that it's not a right triangle. So we're going to use the law of sines. So we will start by writing the equation. So here we have the equation. Now we're going to go to the next step, that is cross multiplication. Now, as we can see, now we need to we have written down the cross multiplication, and now this needs to go dividing. So we'll write it on the other side. Now you divide this using your calculator and plugging in the numbers, and the answer will be x equals 4.42.
We don't have the third angle, so we have to use the law of sines, and we have to find x. First, we have to use a cross multiplication and make a proportion, which is sine over 90 equals sine x over 38. This will give you 0.35, and our final answer will be x equals 20.5.
Okay guys, so for this example, the first thing you need to do is to find x. So the equation will be first sine of 82 divided by 18 times the sine of x divided by 14. So then you write it as 14 sine of 82 divided by 18, which is also as 0.77 times sine of x times the sine of negative 1, 0.77. So that will be that x equals 250.4. So you write 50.4. Then to find the other angle, it's simple. You just do 82 plus 50.4 minus 180, which that equals 47.6. Then you're gonna find y. So what you're gonna do next is to do sine of 82 divided by 18 times the sine of 47.6 divided by y. Then you're gonna write 18 sine of 47.6 equals y sine of 82. 13.3 divided by the sine of 82 is equal to y. So y equals 13.4. So y equals 13.4. Always make sure to move the whole equation to the other side.
We will be using a word problem now. It says, two wolves are hunting the same deer. Both wolves are 3,000 miles apart. The angle from the first wolf to the deer is 45 degrees. The angle from the second wolf to the deer is 50 degrees. Which wolf is closest to the deer? So first, we will draw a diagram. So the first wolf and the second wolf are 3,000 miles apart. Then we have that the angle from the first wolf to the deer is 45 degrees. So it's 45. And the deer's here. Then we have that the angle from the second wolf to the deer is 50 degrees. And the 50 would go here. As you can see now we have our triangle. We cannot use Pythagorean theorem as our triangle is not a right triangle. So our first step would be to find the third angle since we have two. So 45 plus 50 minus 180 since every triangle measures 180. We have that our angle is 85 degrees. So we do 45 plus 50 and the answer of that minus 180 equals 85. Then we will use the law of sines to find our sides. So we will do the 45 side first. The sine of 85 over 3,000, because they're the congruent sides, equals the sine of 45 over x. Now we use cross multiplication. Sine of 85 x sine of 85 equals 3,000 sine of 45. We have that we will treat x as a number. So we move the sine of 85 to the other side. So now we have that 3,000 sine of 45 divided by the sine of 85 equals x. So we have that x equals 2,129.4. We plug all this in the calculator and this is our answer. So we have that the first wolf is 2,129.4 miles away from the deer. Now we do the same procedure for the second wolf. Sine of 85 over 3,000 equals the sine of 50 over x. We do cross multiplication again and we have x sine of 85 equals 3,000 sine of 50. Yet again we treat x as a number and we do sine of 85 because it moves to the other side to divide. Now that we plug all this into our calculator, we have that x equals 2,306.9 miles. So the second wolf is 2,306.9 miles away from the deer. The question is which wolf is closest to the deer? And we have that wolf number 1 is closest to the deer because it is 2,100. Wolf number 1 is closest because it's 2,129.4 miles away. And that's our final answer.
To sum it up today, we reviewed the law of sines, which is helpful when finding angles and the measure in triangles that are not right. We learned that the law of sines is relationship between sides and their corresponding angles.